Hey everybody, it's Cursing Mushroom here, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. So in today's video, we're just going to jump into it. We're going to call this the 17-point scale, and the reason I'm going to call this a 17-point scale is because the maximum total number, if you add mobility, resilience, and recovery, can be 17 points, okay? Now, I think this gets overlooked a lot. Like, I've watched a lot of videos of different YouTubers and just talked to buddies of mine, and most people don't focus on those points, right? Like, for instance, last night, one of my clanmates, I looked at his armor. He was at 13 points. That's your average, 13 points, okay? I've got 4 more points on you, so that means that statistically, baseline, I am better than you. I mean, yes, you may get your grenade 2 seconds before me, but realistically, in terms of how much I can take damage, how quickly I can heal, how quickly I can strafe or walk, that's going to be better than you. Statistically, that's all there is to it. So with Iron Banner right around the corner, I wanted to post a video to you guys so that way I can help you. I just really want to help you so that way you can be the best Guardian you can be. So let's get into it. So if you look here, my recovery is at 9, which is, everybody knows it's how quickly you reheal. Resilience is how much damage you take, which is 5. And the mobility is 3, which realistically is walk speed and jump height. Okay. Now, let's get into the fucking bread and butter. All right. So, realistically, okay, how I feel about this is your resilience needs to be 4 or greater. And the reason is because in PvP, 4 or greater, you can sustain more damage from the Mida multi-tool, which is pretty much like the weapon right now that a lot of people use, okay? So just be at 4 or greater and you'll be fine. If you're at 3 or less, you're going to get killed a lot quicker and wonder why am I getting melted? It's because your resilience just isn't at that point to sustain more damage, like 4 headshots in one body opposed to just 3 headshots in a body, which would kill you, okay? So let's get into it, right? So if you look here, on my mark, I have the impact absorption mod, okay? And that's going to allow me to have that 1 resilience point, okay? And then on my chest of Alpha Loopy, I have the kinetic counterbalance. And the reason I do that is because it's reduced recoil for kinetic weapons, okay? And then on my gauntlets, I have the acceleration mod, adding a point to mobility, excuse me. And then on my helmet, I have the impact absorption mod because that adds 1 more resilient tick on my total points. So if you look here, if I were to just remove all this gear or remove all the mods off my gear, I would drop 1 point for resilience, 1 point for mobility, okay, 1 point for recovery, and 1 point for resilience. So that's a total of 4 points. So I go from 17 total points to 13. Okay, and the reason I'm pressing this so hard is because, let's be real here, guys. If you've got 13 points and I've got 17 points, somewhere on here you have less than I do. Let's say you've got 3 mobility, 5 resilience, but instead of having 9, you would have, what's the number? 5 instead of 9. Okay, that right there. If we're the same, let's say both Titans, I've got you beat on recovery. So if we're both using the Mida, for instance, I'll use it, and we're both doing the same amount of damage, and we go to strafe out of the way to recover, I'm going to be recovered back and be prepared. So that way when you come back out, I'm already tagging you. So I want you guys to really consider this, and I hope it helps you guys, okay? And the reason I did the kinetic is because everybody uses a kinetic weapon of some kind, and it's the best choice possible. Now, with each character, obviously, it's different. The Warlock is going to have 10 recovery max possible. The Titan is going to be 10 resilience max, and then the Hunter is going to be 10 mobility max. So think about these things, okay? To me, just get those 17 points on there. Whatever you enjoy, that's where you put them, okay? It doesn't matter. It's all preference. But at least take utilization of those 17 points available because, like I said before, realistically, 2 seconds on a grenade, that's not going to be the difference in life and death if I can heal faster than you, if I can take more damage than you, if I can strafe faster than you, all these things that correlate into maybe a small percentage, but if you're talking about a small percentage added exponentially, then realistically, statistically, I am better base than you could be. Now, if you're really worried about how quickly your abilities regenerate, I'll just show you. I'll just change this real quick to just some random stuff just to show you that that's what the exotics are for. Take advantage of your exotics. For instance, if I wanted to use my Sentinel and I wanted to use this max 17 here, I could just change my helmet and then get melee grenade class ability energy when damaged, and my void abilities obviously, but that's just added. But that would help me regenerate my abilities where I sacrificed on these other places, but it would still keep me at these 17 points, which is where I want to be. So think about that. Make your build based off the 17 points, and then once you've got your 17 points scaled, then decide what exotic piece are you going to equip that's going to benefit maybe the recharge rate of your abilities, your super, or whatever it may be, so that way you're in that happy medium. Because if you're at 13 points and you're using like that helmet, for instance, to get your abilities back, you may get your abilities pretty quickly, but your resilience may not be there, your recovery may not be there, and your mobility may not be there. So think about those things, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel on that little red bar down there, and hit the bell to the side, and that will notify you when I am available and when I post stuff, okay? Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. You have a good afternoon. Cursing Mushroom out.